My name is Alan Roberts. How's everybody doing? I hope you all are having a great week. I hope you had a great weekend. And for those of you that are going to be celebrating Thanksgiving this week, I hope you have an awesome Thanksgiving. I will be releasing some videos about some tips to how to better plan. So I also did want to say, here is the link to our coaching, daily communication, weekly video conferences on our app. We are getting ready to massively upgrade our coaching. So these prices will not remain this way. They'll probably just remain this way through Black Friday. And we are absolutely shortening the number of clients we are taking because we have some very big things coming up. So if you want it, you got to get it. Get it now. This is for 6 months for $249.99, which is incredibly low. If you are already on the app and you wanted to join for a year, we have an incredible deal for you. Check it out. Send me a message if you're already on the app. But because we have some big things coming. And I'm so excited. I can't say yet, but I'm so excited. So it's just going to be us talking. Like, I don't have any videos to show you, but I can say this. I'm a better feminist than most feminists. And if that upsets people, I don't care. I want everybody to think about a few things. Next time, can you just join the app? Yes, but we'll wait a couple days. We will be waiting. Just give me a couple days. But, and yes, everybody. Everybody can join the app, but give me a few days because we have some massive upgrades coming. So just give me a few days. So Crystal, and for those of you that are new here that don't know, Crystal is my wife. We've been together 20 years. The most amazing woman I've ever met, most amazing person I've ever met, kind, sweet, loving, beautiful, intelligent, the most intelligent person I've ever met in my life. She is the reason why we are so successful with our coaching and why I am 1,776 days binge free right now. She's a fucking genius when it comes to the fitness and health and lifestyle stuff. Just a fucking genius, right? And it occurred to me, like, the societal pressures on women are just flagrant, right? Like, if we truly had feminism, there are things that feminists do that they would not do, right? The reality is the burden on women's health and finances that are placed on women by society just for being women are astronomical. Now, I understand that women are looking, like, feminism mostly focuses on pay in the job sector and everything like that. I totally understand that. And fair pay for the work is absolutely important. I will argue that, there are differences biologically. So, there's going to be some difference in the value of an employee that does heavy manual labor that can lift 300 pounds or that can lift only 100 pounds. And I personally believe that shouldn't matter whether they're male or female. That's just job performance. So if a woman can lift the same as a man, I don't give a shit. It's the same thing with the military. I don't even understand why the military has different regulations or different qualifications physically for men and women. It should all be the same qualification. That qualification should be done in order to keep everybody alive and best fight the world. There are certain things where there's just absoluteness about the job that needs to get done and the physical acumen that needs to be placed to it. And that's just reality, right? But that doesn't mean that performance for performance, women should get paid less. That means that they should get paid as much, at least, if you ask me. Now, I do notice that all of these feminists and everything like that, they focus on the system that's built, but they still work within the system. For instance, I rarely see anybody talking about feminism not wearing a full face of makeup. Rarely. And if we were truly feminists, and I truly believe this, I encourage my wife to wear makeup as little as possible. She does still wear it when we go out. She does still wear it when she's on camera because of how society is. But she is the most beautiful that I've ever seen, ever. Every morning when I wake up next to her. Every morning when I wake up next to her, she's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. She beats every day. Like she meets the last day every day. But she doesn't wear much makeup, and I encourage her not to, because makeup is toxic. At the very, very least, applying that stuff to your face, even if it's not made up of toxic stuff, is not good for your pores or your glands. But not to mention that, but women spend a decent amount of money on makeup, normally like $300 to $600 a year minimum, and that's if you are frugal about it, right? And yes, you tried, fair play, but again, I don't believe you can get up off the ground at 225 pounds, even at 5'6", as a woman without being encumbered. You should be able to pop up off the ground. I don't believe you can. And if you can, great for you. You would be the anomaly, which is a weird argument that people make. Like, well, I can do it. Well, the vast majority of 225-pound women cannot. Cannot. But back to what I was saying. So wearing makeup daily is exposure to chemicals like parabens and phthalates, causing skin irritation, allergies, hormone disruption, and potentially leading to cancer and reproductive issues. Like, so wearing makeup is, in fact, a harmful action on women. Emotional risks, it causes them to have body dissatisfaction. You know, I recently saw some person be like, you know, if you could see a man's, if you could see a man's dick size the way that you saw a woman's boob size, a lot of dudes would not feel as confident as they do. But that person was wearing makeup when they said that, so therefore completely invalidates their argument. So it just completely invalidates it. It really does. I'm not saying that there's not even some truth to that, but I can also tell you that when you wear makeup, you're wearing a mask. It means you don't feel presentable the way you actually are. And that is very sad. What society has done to people like that. And that's what upsets me. Like, my wife has been made to feel like she should not go out without makeup on. I don't make her feel that way, but I completely understand why she feels that way. Because society, and I do mean this when I say this, mostly other women will judge her for makeup. Men don't really understand makeup that much. I got to be honest. And I'm very happy that when she does go out, she uses only natural makeups, and it's very, like, she takes it off as soon as we get home, and I support her no matter what, you know. The other thing that feminists don't rail against wearing makeup. Most feminists, women that classify themselves as feminists, wear makeup, and I just find that to be massively hypocritical and very short-sighted, like extremely short-sighted. For instance, women apparently still have to wear, like, they're pressured to wear makeup in office places. That is completely fucking discriminatory to me. Like, so a dude can show up looking crusty and fucked up, and that's fine, but a woman is told to put makeup on if she doesn't have makeup on. That's fucked up. That's super fucked up. Society should not do that. That is, being a feminist means you should love women for their natural state. If you don't love a woman in her natural state, you don't love women. You love the presentation of what they're showing you, you know? So, using hair dyes or chemical treatments, you can get scalp burns, allergic reactions, hair loss, and increased risks of bladder cancer and other cancers for long-term chemical exposure. The stress is the upkeep, the shame. A lot of women spend $400 to $1,000 a year on this. That is wild to me. So you spend money to put toxins on yourself that can lead to cancer for other people, to present as other people. That's wild. That's insane. It's so horrific. So we keep going on. Applying nail polish or getting manicures, pedicures. This can lead to respiratory issues, headaches, cancer risks from toxins like formaldehyde and toluene, infections from nail salon tools, and this can cost anywhere from $200 to $600 a year too. That's just insane. Also, hair removal, shaving, laser waxing, everything like that. The skin irritation, ingrown hairs, burns, infections, and chronic pain can come from these treatments. Potential scarring from repeated procedures. Using antiperspirants and deodorants. And this is something both men and women, but when you use an antiperspirant, I want people to understand this. When you use an antiperspirant, you are putting a topical chemical on that causes a glandular reaction. Like, so You put something on your skin, it causes the glands underneath your skin to no longer produce perspiration, which, by the way, perspiration is an incredibly healthy aspect of your life. But antiperspirants and deodorants, especially the non-natural ones, you really got to be careful. Like really, really, really got to be careful. If you have problems with body odor, check your diet too, by the way. But they can cause skin irritation, allergic reaction, blocked pores, leading to infections. They have been linked to Alzheimer's and cancer due to some ingredients from aluminum absorption. It's just crazy. Wearing bras constantly. So it is unacceptable most of the time for women not to wear bras. And one more time, I don't understand why. Because yummy. But secondly, because the best lingerie my wife has ever worn is one of my t-shirts and nothing else. Just a tip. Like you for your man. Like borrow one of his t-shirts, use that as your negligee, as your lingerie, excuse me. Trust me, he'll like it. I'm lost. Like I totally lost my spot here. So my mind was going many other places. It's like she wears my Johnny Cash shirt sometimes. Anyway, but I don't understand that whole thing. First of all, wearing a bra has been known to cause very serious back issues for women that are extremely endowed. Now, I also wonder if like there's some people that I do believe would probably need to wear them because it'll be less painful. But like underwire bras and stuff like that, like there's been studies that show that it closes off like lymph nodes. Like your boobs should not hurt when you take off your bra, right? But a lot of times, like the underwire bra fits so tight that it causes like it disrupts the lymphatic system, and your lymphatic system is how your body gets rid of toxins. So I'm going to argue that that's a bad thing. But let's see. Skin irritate, wearing bras, shoulder, back pain, restricted circulation and discomfort, possible skin issues or cysts, though there's a linked debate to that. And that can also be $200 to $300 a year also. There's using anti-aging skincare, treatments, creams, serums, Botox. Skin irritation from acids, retinoids, Botox risks include bruising, infection, nerve damage, and dependency. Like Botox is something I've never understood. It's got the word fucking tox in it. It's a fucking toxin. You are injecting a toxin into your face so you feel you look more presentable. If you were a feminist, you would be completely against that shit. But a lot of feminists use Botox. Bethany Frankel is considered a feminist, uses a lot of Botox. Like, it sets up an unrealistic expectation of aging, of so many other things, at the risk of injecting a toxin into you. And by the way, this has not been around all that long either. There's a strong chance that all these like the fillers, I didn't even get to the fillers. The fillers seem like mental fucking illness to me. Because you are injecting something that is just going to be fucking like it's just going to be in your system forever. It's crazy. Let's see. Wearing high heels. That is something that mostly women do. There are some men that wear high heels or high boots and shit like that, but it can lead to foot deformities, bunions, and hammer toes, chronic back and knee pain. It can also lead to increased fall risk and mobility issues over time. And many women spend hundreds of dollars on that. Cosmetic procedures, which is the fillers and surgeries, the infection, scarring, anesthesia complications, blood clots or botched results require corrections, addiction to the alterations. There's waist trainings and corsets. Thank you, fucking Kardashians, who are if you're a feminist, you should hate the fucking Kardashians. Fucking Khloe Kardashian, it looks like she has Michael Jackson's fucking plastic surgeon. Like Khloe Kardashian has had her entire goddamn face removed, it looks like. She does not even look like the same fucking person. Let's see. Mammograms. Here's something that I don't think that people understand too much, but I'm going to put this out there. Mammograms are fucking dangerous for you. Does everybody know that, like, when you go to get a mammogram, when they go to literally put your titty in a vice and then irradiate it, How do you think that's in any way healthy? Right? They recently, I think within the past like 5 years, they changed the age that they recommend that you get your first mammogram from 40 to 45 because many women were developing cancer from the fucking mammogram radiation. Look it the fuck up. If you were a feminist, you would never have this. And not to mention that most of the cancers that are found from mammograms are the non-deadly type of cancers. Normally they're benign, not malignant cancers. But it is cumulative radiation exposure increases the cancer risk, pain during the procedure because they're literally putting your titty in a fucking vice and flattening it. False positives lead to invasive biopsies and unnecessary treatments. By the way, if you are still concerned about it, instead of getting a mammogram, instead of getting a mammogram, ask for a thermography or an ultrasound. The ultrasound is just fucking sound waves. And by the way, if you get a mammogram and they tell you that you need to have another procedure done, you are going to end up getting an ultrasound. So just have them give you the fucking ultrasound to begin with and not fucking irradiate your titty. Let's see. Pap smears. Pap smears are discomfort, pain. They have discomfort, pain during the exam, risk of infection and bleeding, overdiagnosed, prompting unneeded procedures. Happens all the time. Which, by the way, you are trusting an industry that is one of the leading causes of death. The healthcare industry is one of the leading causes of death. Handling of periods and their products, anemia from heavy bleeding, of course, cramps causing fatigue. Like, of course, this is something that's just a tax on women. It shouldn't be something that is that should be seen as non-feminist or feminist. Women have periods. It's a natural thing. If you don't have your period and you're a woman, you should wonder why the fuck that's happening. But you also got to watch the products you use because feminists should be rallying for much, much, much safer products because there can be toxic shock from products, the strain on the work and things like that, strain on the system. And then there's the masculine neurodivergency or mental health issues. Physical burnout and chronic fatigue and headaches can cause headaches and those sorts of things. Women in general in our society are placed under intense scrutiny about their physical appearance. And that is 100% true. I don't think that it should be viewed as the way that people are viewing it. The things that we focus on in our society are all unhealthy when we should just be focusing on this person is physically fit. It minimizes their exposure to toxins by not wearing makeup, not getting their hair dyed, not wearing nail polish. This is something that feminists should be talking about. Feminists should be trying to encourage women to be as physically fit as humanly possible, to be just absolutely as physically fit as humanly possible. I'm not talking uber thin. I'm not talking chubby at all. I'm talking women should try to be as physically fit as humanly possible. They should have a body fat range between 20 to 28, 30%. They should have a waist to height ratio under 0.4. Think the healthier range for women is everybody under 0.5, but 0.48 is normally better for women if you look at all the data. Like, they should be encouraging women to have waist height ratios of 0.5. They should be encouraging women not to put dyes on their hair, not to wear nail polish, not to wear high heels. Wearing high heels is bad for you. It is bad for you. But feminists wear high heels. They get their hair done. They get their nails done. They do all of those things. They still wear makeup. That is where the feminist movement is missing. The feminist movement as it is today is just another arm of control for women, right? If you really want to love women, if there's a woman in your life you truly, absolutely love, you will encourage her. The only medical interventions that you would likely incur or encourage are to make sure her hormone levels are correct and at optimal ranges. HRT for women has just had the black box label removed from it, and women should, in fact, make sure that their hormone levels are correct, especially. And I don't care what age you are. If you have been on hormonal birth control since you were a teenager and you are now an adult, you should have your hormone levels checked. Because you're introducing, especially during development, extraneous hormones. It's weird how we know that putting a teenage boy on testosterone is very, very likely bad for the boy, especially if there's not a deficiency of it. Unless the boy has some sort of problem some sort of problem with their hormones, putting them on testosterone will hurt them in the long run if they don't have any problems. Let the child develop, and then if they have low T as they're an adult, figure it out. But we have no problem putting young girls on hormones like for every fucking thing and any fucking thing. And to act like that's not going to affect development, your brain, like there have been many studies that show that women will be on birth control for like, from their 15 until they're 35, go off the birth control and then realize they don't even like the husband that they have because they're a completely different person while they're not on it. Like you're not actually yourself when you have other hormones going in you to disrupt your natural flow. It's just crazy, right? So I just think that, like, if we were really about feminism in America, if we were about real feminism, we would be encouraging women to be as physically fit and healthy as possible. Not wear makeup, not do nail polish, not dye their hair, not do any of the fucking ridiculous fillers, Botox, and all that bullshit, not to wear high heels, anything like that. We would be encouraging women to pretty much be physically active all the time, eat healthy whole foods for themselves, and to try to avoid all the toxins possible. Like, we should all do this, men and women alike, period. But women, by design of our culture, are exposed to a radically higher, much more costly amount of toxins and interventions than men possibly are. So that's why I do think we need a feminist movement. But the feminist movement as it is now is full of fucking shit. Like it's just a distraction while they try to make sure that they make you as unhealthy and dependent upon the system as possible. Like, women feel extreme anxiety from not putting makeup on when they go to the fucking supermarket. They've done studies on it. Like, we have trained women to believe that they are unpresentable in their natural state. And anybody that thinks that, fuck you, my wife is fucking gorgeous in her natural state. And if you have a wife, you should tell your wife also that she is gorgeous in her natural state and encourage her not to do all this shit to herself. Because if you really love her, you will want to spend a long fucking life with her, free of disease. And this would just be a good way to maybe start looking out for it, because very frankly, when they do this shit to be presentable, most of the time, men, to you, like, I just always make sure my wife knows that she does not need to do that shit for me at all. At all. I think she's fucking gorgeous without makeup, without her hair done, anything like that. That is what men should do for their woman. Absolutely. So men, if you really love your wife, you encourage her to be fit and healthy, but also not wear any of this fucking toxic shit at all whatsoever. Don't do this shit to yourself. So I will take questions from the peanut gallery, and then I'm going to go cook some food for my lovely wife. So start your questions. One more time here, folks. Oh, I almost just sent you away something that I shouldn't have. Here's where you can get 6 months worth of our coaching. Excellent. Do you think it's also pressure for other women? Oh, a huge degree of it. A large degree of it is. And mostly, by the way, the fashion industry is the worst, because the fashion industry tells women what clothes and makeup and everything like that they need to wear. So, and the fashion industry is owned by, probably men also too, but like, yes, absolutely, to a great degree. I have a friend in high school that wouldn't leave the house without eyeliner or mascara. Sad, very sad, very, very sad. I don't go anywhere without some makeup. My hair done and dressed, clothes. Guilty not changing now that I'm 62 years old. I hear you, but I mean, it's also it's just not healthy, My mom pretty much stopped wearing makeup. Good for your mom. HRT has been a lifesaver for me. That's awesome. Awesome. My feet are damaged from high heels. A lot of women's are. Hey, Alan, it's been a while since I caught a live because of my new job schedule. Just wanted to say I'm down 60 pounds, doing great. Yeah, Elizabeth. Yeah. Great goddamn job. Hell yeah, everybody congratulate Elizabeth. That's great. As long as I don't look crazy, I dress how I want. Good for you. Makeup cuts into my sleep time. No, thank you. Good for you. Good for you. Just about looking my best for me. I understand that, but my argument is, why do you think that's the best you look? Like, that's what I'm saying. We need to convince women that the best that they look is not slathering on toxins to themselves. I mean, that's my point, right? Is, you're trying to look the best you can for you by wearing makeup and stuff like that. I'm going to argue that you should see yourself differently. Like, you should view yourself better than that. Like, that's what I'm going to argue. All right, one more time, folks. Here is where you can get our coaching. 6 months, get you through the holidays, healthier habits. We normally have people lose weight over the holidays through everything like that, but please do check that out. I am going to let everybody run. It is a little past my time. I may be back at 5 p.m. today. I am not sure. It depends on what I want to talk about, but I will definitely be back tomorrow. My name is Alan Roberts. God damn.